Hello and welcome to Between the Pages with Divya, brought to you by Audio Pitara. Today we have with us an IAS officer by profession and a bilingual poet by passion. So we have Mr. Pradip Biswal ji with us. I will start with a small introduction of him, and then we will move on to uh, a conversation which is more about poetry and poets. Welcome, sir, to the show. So, Mr. Pradip Biswal is a senior retired IAS officer who held many key positions in government of Odisha. He is presently holding the post of member Odisha Real Estate Regulatory Authority at Bhubaneswar. By passion, he is a bilingual poet, having national and international acclaim. He has nine poetry collections in Odia and two in English to his credit. His poems have been translated into Hindi and have got published in two volumes. Similarly, his poems have been translated and published in separate volumes in Punjabi, Telugu, and Assamese. Recently, his poems were translated into Malay by noted Malaysian poet Rajarajeshwari Sita Raman, and it has been released as well. He got a fellowship in literature from Department of Culture, Government of India in 1995, and has got various other awards from different literary organizations. He is also a translator and editor of repute. He edits a monthly web journal, kitabilive.com, which carries poems in English, Hindi, and Odia from poets across the globe. He is also the advisor of Toshali Literature Festival, held in Bhubaneswar every year and attended by many international eminent poets from India and abroad. Welcome to the show, sir. Such a magnanimous uh, person we have today. You are here, and it's been an honor for me to interview you. Though I was not able to be a part of the literature festival this year, but I have promised myself that I will surely make it next year. Thank you so much for coming.
Welcome, welcome, welcome.
Um, so, you have been writing poetry for decades now. That is what we can see here, and we want to understand what first drew you to poetry, and how has your relationship with it evolved over the years.
You see, I have been with poetry for 4 decades, or more than 4 decades. And it started when I was a child. I was in class 4 or so. I started writing because I hail from a rural background, a small village, and it had natural beauty. The it, atmosphere was very cool and calm. And so the nature was an inspiration for me to write. Okay. So I started writing from those days, and over the years, poetry has become a part of my life. Okay.
Great to hear. And you write both you are a bilingual poet. You write both in Odia, you write in English. So, how does your creative process differ when you switch between languages? Like writing in Odia is very different from writing in English. So, how do you manage that creative process? Or how
Okay,
does it
it's a very
actually
nice
also
question.
how also it differs? I mean, we would like to know how it
Yeah,
differs also, and how do you manage
yeah,
that difference as well?
yeah, yeah, yeah. Fine, fine. Actually, each language has its own diction. Okay, so it varies. Each language varies from another. Okay. Basically, I used to write in Odia, my native language. Okay. my mother tongue. I used to write, and one is definitely very comfortable in its mother tongue. But while working in bureaucracy for 30 years, okay, gradually I gained some confidence in English. Okay, then I started writing in English during last 10 years or so. All right. Then how to switch from English to Odia or Odia to English? This is a very pertinent question. Thing is that sometimes it comes spontaneously in English, sometimes comes in Odia. Okay. Recently, I am just telling you, I had been to Meghalaya. Okay, Cherrapunji.
Mm-hmm.
I had been there. Okay. So I could closely see the nature there. Cherrapunji has a unique distinction. So I saw it. So on the way back from Cherrapunji to Guwahati airport, directly I came to Guwahati airport. On the way, I was somehow very impressed, and a poem came, Meghalaya. Okay, Meghara Ghara, the home of clouds. Okay, like that. So that came in Odia, not in English.
Mm-hmm.
And it was a very, it has a rhythmic value, that poem. It came itself in Odia, not in English. Okay, and it is very difficult to translate it into also English. Okay, so it's like that. Recently, I had written a poem and posted it in Facebook. I die every day. Okay, so that came in English, not in Odia. I wrote it in English. I die every day. All right. So I don't choose the language. The language chooses me. All right. In which language you will write, that automatically it comes to my mind. All right. I don't write in English or write in Odia. It
Absolutely,
comes
sir.
as such.
Yes, absolutely. That is how it happens with a lot of people. Sometime it comes naturally in English, sometimes comes in Hindi. And, some emotions, come out better in a particular language also. Or,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You are
so,
right.
yes. So that's true. We would certainly like to listen to one of that poetry which you had written while you were traveling. If you have handy, please do recite it for us in the later part of
Yes, yes,
the
sure, sure,
interview
sure,
for sure.
sure, sure.
So, uh, your poetry has been translated in a lot of languages. Recently, as you had mentioned, that it's been done in Malay. So, do you feel something is always lost, or perhaps even sometimes it's gained when a poem is translated?
You see, translation has a different connotation. Nowadays, it says transcription. Okay. So in a transcription, we essentially take up the essence of the poem and write in a language that should not look like a translation. Okay. In that way, sometimes the poem, the translated version, is comes out better than the original one at times. Okay. But it is very natural that while translating a poem or any short story or novel, whatever you say, uh, some originality get lost. Okay, because the diction of his language varies from each other. Okay, that is some. There are certain nuances. You cannot just translate it from one language to another. So in that case, you have to sacrifice certain originality that is there.
True.
Yes.
True.
Yes.
You yourself are a translator too. So,
Yes.
what kind of challenges have you faced when you have translated other poets'
Yeah, yeah,
poems?
yeah.
What kind
That
of
is my own
challenges?
experience. Yeah, yeah. That is my own experience. I sometimes it is very challenging. It is very challenging in the sense that, and it should not be from word to word. If you translate it from word to word, then the change it loses its poetic value. Okay. So in that case, you have to take the essence of that poem. What is the feeling of the poem? What the poet tries to convey the message. You have to first understand that, then we will try to translate it into another language.
True, very true. And the essence of poetry should be there. It should not be lost when you translate. As you rightly said, that word to word translation would not work, because the meaning of the word itself would change if we do a word to word translation. So the essence
Yeah,
of the
yeah,
poetry is lost. You
yeah.
also edit the monthly web journal, kitabilive.com, which features a lot of poets and poetry across the globe. So what do you look for them? What do you look in their poems when you select these poems to be featured in the journal?
As an editor, first I see the originality of the poem, whether it is a copy paste poem or original poem. Okay. So nowadays, with the social media and the IT system in place, it is very easy to cut paste things. Okay. I try to avoid that. I always want to find the originality of a poem, the poetry craft. What is the craft he has used or she has used, and what is the essence of the poem? What is the message she or he wants to convey to the readers? So these things I take into account while selecting a poem to be published.
Yeah, it's extremely important, and with technology booming in all directions, AI coming into the picture, obviously there is a uh, lot of controversy also going on, in the sense that whether the author is able to deliver an original thing which is not AI generated. Though a lot of people, I think the author, if you see the industry, the publishing industry, or the types of authors who are in the industry, are dead against AI. But a lot of them also use it for small purposes. Like it's very evident that you have to use it maybe for an idea, but not copy
Yeah,
paste it to. So the use of AI is also important as to how you use it. You
yeah.
are donning a lot of hats, and you are also the advisor to Toshali Literature Festival. So do you think literature festivals are helping poetry reach newer or younger generations, and what is the impact of such festivals on the upcoming generations? Are they, as you know, because poetry is not a widely read genre in India, if I may say that. People love to read more of fiction, sci-fi, fantasy, all of that, and poetry is not something which is a widely read genre in India. So, through the festival, do you think it will reach the generation which is an upcoming generation, or will it inspire the younger generation ahead?
Firstly, I do not agree with you that younger generation do not like poetry. Okay. I find that there are a lot of younger people who like poetry. They used to write poetry, and they are very passionate in their writing. Okay. I find with younger generations, at times also, I get perplexed. How could they write such a nice thing? Which I could not write in my life. Okay. I am really astonished to see their talent in poetry, the poetry craft they are using. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So that's one thing. That's one thing. The second thing is that when coming to literature festival, the younger poets, they do not participate in the literature festival much. Rather,
Mm-hmm.
it is mostly established writers and the upcoming writers, those who have written for 5, 10 years, like that, 20 years they have written, they usually participate in the literature festivals. Okay, the younger generation, fresh, those who used to start writing 5 years, 3 years, 2 years, like that, they don't come to the festival. All right. And what happens in the literature festival? Basically, this is an occasion when the writers meet each other face to face. Okay. So they develop a camaraderie between the writers. They develop. There's a networking also. You may say in the present context. Then there is an exchange of ideas. Okay, a lot of discussions happen in Toshali Literature Festival. We have a small group. Okay, we never go beyond 70, 80%. All right. Like we have say, literature festivals where hundreds and thousands of people they participate. There, people don't get the opportunity of interacting with each other.
Correct.
Okay, the personal touch gets lost. But in Toshali, it is unique in the sense that always we keep the number within a minimum, maximum of 70, 80%. So they come, they stay together, they interact with each other, they listen to each other, and it is an opportunity when you can know what are the writings in other languages, what is written in other languages, how they write in other languages. So we can also compare ourselves where we stand. So literature festival is an occasion when this interaction happens. Okay, the exchange of ideas happen.
True.
This interaction between the writers from different regions, the different parts of the globe, that happens.
True.
Okay.
Yes. I think I truly missed that this year. So next
So
year,
you are welcome next year.
yes,
Yeah, and
yes.
you see personally how it is happening.
Yes, yes, yes. I will be there for sure. And I know for sure that it is going to be a wonderful experience for me as a poet and an
You
author.
might have seen the reactions of those who have attended Toshali Literature
Yes,
Festival.
yes,
They
yes. The
are putting it
photos.
in the
Yes,
yes photos
yes.
and the reactions also there. It is
Yes.
unique. It is unique.
True,
Yes.
true, true. I could see many poets whom I know not personally, but
Yeah.
through Facebook,
So,
through social
yes.
media. Yes, so I could see a lot of them participating, and I think
Yes.
next year, yes, surely I'm going to make it for sure. So, moving ahead, uh, do you think uh, like in your view, so how can festivals like Toshali contribute to the growth of regional and bilingual poetry?
Yeah. So in Toshali Literature Festival, we focus on translation. Okay. How more and more translations can happen. And you see, in a multilingual society like India, where we have so many languages, so basically we find that there are two link languages, English and Hindi. If your work is translated either into Hindi or in English, then it is easier for you to get translated to other languages. From Odia to Kannada, it is not possible. From English to Kannada, it is possible. Or from Hindi to Kannada, it is possible. It is like that. All right. So now we are focusing more and more on translation, and every year we have a session on translation, and we are also trying to have one more day in Tosali exclusively for translation, and there the writers will translate some of the works they come across from each other's works. Okay, that is also in our agenda.
That's great. That is adding that itself shows how much the festival is growing in terms of if you are adding a day only for a particular
Yeah,
section of
yeah,
poetry, which is translation, that itself says that the festival has gone a long way, and it is of course one of the most esteemed festivals. Poetry festival, I would say there are very less
yeah,
poetry festivals happening around the world. In India, of course, there are the I don't think there is any poetry festival. Delhi Poetry Festival is one of them, and Toshali is one of them, which is paving the way to poets specifically. So,
yeah.
so how do you see the future of bilingual poetry in India, especially with digital platforms giving poets more visibility?
Yeah. Bilingual poetry has a bright future in India now. Okay. Because poetry, those who write poetry, they are all English educated persons. Okay. So, and they are well placed in life, and they are very homely in English also. They feel homely in English. So, they tend to write in English also. They used to translate their own work. I have friends, those who translate their own works in English also. All right. So, it has a bright future, I must say.
Okay. And if you had to describe poetry's role in society today, what would you say about that? What kind of uh, role would poetry play in society today?
So, I must say that love, not war, should be the goal of poetry. Okay. I must wish that all of us should be poets and we should not hold a sword but a pen in our hand. That is how I want poetry to dominate our life. So if all of us will be poets, there will be less hatred, less war, less anxiety, less tension.
Of course, putting your thoughts into paper is obviously takes a lot of your tension, takes a lot of your stress out of it, and then also writing on issues, maybe social issues, or maybe nature, or uh, anything which is bothering you in any way. Maybe it is related to society. I think through words we can voice it out, and maybe it reaches a lot of audience, which we really want to, and may that happen through a literature festival like Toshali, which is in itself an epitome of a one of a kind. And I'm deeply honored that you are here today with us to discuss the role of poets, the role of poetry in our lives today. We will quickly go through a rapid fire round, which uh,
No.
right, I think you should brace yourself, because most of it would be a one word answer in this. A poem of yours that is closest to your heart.
To my son,
To my son. Okay. One poet, living or dead, you would love to have a conversation with.
Janat Mahapatra.
A word or phrase that keeps appearing in your poetry.
Yeah,
A word or a
excuse me.
phrase, a word or a phrase that keeps appearing in your poetry.
Sky.
Okay. What makes a poem truly unforgettable? According to you, what makes a poem unforgettable?
It's universal appeal.
Your favorite poetry collection other than your own?
Other than my own.
Yeah.
Ramayana.
One book that changed the way you think about poetry.
One thing which
One book which changed the way you think about poetry.
relationships of Janat Mahapatra.
If poetry were a place, where would it be?
Heart.
Describe poetry in one word.
Love.
Thank you so much. That was wonderful. I think you are the first person who has given those short answers for a rapid fire round in the history of this podcast. No author, no poet has ever answered in those one words and so quickly. And so I think you were the
Thank
top
you. Thank you.
notch. You are the winner all the way. So, sir, we
Thank
would
you.
like to hear from you one recitation which is very close to your heart. If not, if the Meghalaya one which you wrote,
Okay,
if it
okay,
is there
okay.
handy, we would love to do that.
Yeah,
Otherwise,
yeah.
you can pick one for
Yeah, yeah,
yourself.
yeah, 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 yeah. Just a minute, just a minute.
Sure, sure. Take your time.
This is in Odia, of course. Meghara Ghara. କେଇ ବର୍ଷ ଖୋଜି ଖୋଜି ଅବଶେଷରେ ପହଞ୍ଚିଲି ମେଘର ଘର ମେଘାଳୟ। ସେଠି ସୋରା ସୋରା ଅତରର ବର୍ଷା, ଅନ୍ତରଙ୍ଗ ଆବେଗର ସ୍ରୋତ, ବର୍ଷା ଏକ ସମ୍ବୋହନ ଅନେକ ବର୍ଷର। ଶିଲଂର ସଂକୁଚିତ ରାସ୍ତାର ଭିତରେ ଶିଲଂର ସଂକୁଚିତ ରାସ୍ତାର ଭିଡରେ ଯେବେ ନଈ ଆସେ ସଞ୍ଜ, ଶୀତବସ୍ତ୍ର ପସରାରେ ଲୁଚିଯାଏ ହେମାଳ ପବନ, କୁଣ୍ଡା ଝଡ଼ା ମେଘ। ସହର ପ୍ରାନ୍ତରେ ବିସ୍ତୀର୍ଣ୍ଣ ହ୍ରଦର ଜଳରେ ସୂର୍ଯ୍ୟାସ୍ତର ସୁନେଲି ଛବି କୁହୁକର ଘର ପରି ଦିଶେ। ଚେରାପୁଞ୍ଜିର ଚତୁର ମେଘ ଝୁଲିଥାଏ ଆକାଶ ପହ୍ନାରୁ, ଓଦା କରି ଦେବ କେବେ ନିମିଷକେ ତମ ଅଜାଣତେ। ଗୁମ୍ଫାର ଅନ୍ଧାର ସୁଡ଼ଙ୍ଗ ଦେଇ ଗଲାବେଳେ ଲାଗେ କେହି ଜଣେ ଅଶରୀରୀ ଆତ୍ମା ଆସୁଅଛି ଲୁଚି ଲୁଚି ପଛେ ତମର। ଛାତିରେ ଛନକା ପଶେ, ଜଣା ତ ପଡ଼େ ନା କେଉଁଠି ପଡ଼େ ଟଳମଳ ପାଦ। ଫେରିଲା ବାଟରେ ଆକସ୍ମିକ ଆବିର୍ଭାବ ହୁଏ ଘନ କୁହୁଡ଼ି ପରି ମେଘ ଖଣ୍ଡେ, ଦୂର ପାହାଡ଼ ଉହାଡ଼ୁ ଏବଂ ଦେହ ମୁହଁ ସବୁ ଓଦା କରି ଦିଏ। ସେ ମେଘର ମାତାଳି ମନ ହୃଦୟକୁ ଆସନ୍ନ କରେ, ଅନ୍ତରିତ ହେଇଯାଏ ଯୁଗ ଯୁଗ ଅପେକ୍ଷାର କଷ୍ଟ, ଅନ୍ତର୍ହିତ ହେଇଯାଏ ଯୁଗ ଯୁଗ ଅପେକ୍ଷାର କଷ୍ଟ। If you permit, I can just read out another poem in English.
Sure, sure, sure. We would also like
Yeah,
to
yeah,
know in a gist what was it? I know that it was about Meghalaya, it was about the rains, it was
yeah,
about the
yeah, yeah,
nature,
yeah,
Chirapunji. But if
yeah.
you could just
So,
give us.
Sirapunji, how the rain comes and how the it keeps you motivating, how it is so charmful and charming, and you get just mesmerized by Meghalaya. Okay,
Okay,
the beauty of Meghalaya. Okay, so
we are waiting for the
now
English one.
I was mentioning about I die every day. Okay,
Yes, sure.
a small poem. I die, I die every day with each of my sins, my failures, my defeats. I die every day with each of my sins, my failures, my defeats. I hang myself in the dense forest. I drown myself in the deep waters. Again, like a phoenix, I rise again from the ashes. I resurrect from the cross, fully awake to find the one redeem itself. Life looks like a metaphor. Life looks like a metaphor, partly understood. Rest a puzzle. Rest a puzzle. Thank you.
Wow, lovely. That was truly more than the English one, I loved the Odia one because of
Yeah.
the I don't know, it sound to me like it came across as
The
a
rhythm, rhythm. There's a rhythm in
yeah,
it.
there is a rhythm, so it
Inner
came
rhythm.
across as a song to me than a
Yes, very
poetry.
natural, very natural,
Yeah,
very
yeah.
natural.
So
Spontaneous. The spontaneity is more visible.
yes, so
Yeah.
it was truly mesmerizing. It was like I could actually I actually went to Meghalaya, if you could say that. I have
Yes.
never gone
Yeah,
there,
yeah.
but though even though I didn't think as if I don't know Odia as a language, but I could
Yes,
still
yes.
understand. I could just feel how it would be to be there in the
Yeah,
lap
yeah.
of the nature.
Yes,
in
yeah.
Cherrapunji, you know, in Meghalaya. So yeah, it was truly mesmerizing. It came as a song to me,
And
not as a poetry.
many leaders, they said that we could visit Meghalaya, Cherrapunji with your poems. We feel that we visited it. Okay. So
Even I
better.
yeah, even I
Yeah,
felt that
yeah,
it was truly
yeah,
it actually the poetry sang to me, I would say. It sang to me.
yeah, yeah. Thank you so
Right.
much.
Yeah. It was great having you, sir, today here. That was Pradeep Biswal for you. Uh, it was an honor here today to interview you at Between the Pages with Divya. So please do tune in, guys, for this particular episode, Between the Pages with Divya, brought to you straight by Audio Petara. Till then, we will meet on the next episode with either a book review or an interview with someone well known, someone who is not well known also, but we would certainly meet at the other side of the book. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful day
Thank
ahead.
you. Thank you.